Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. There are in fact two things, science and opinion. The former begets knowledge, the latter ignorance. Wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. Walking is man's best medicine. As to diseases, make a habit of two things, to help, or at least to do no harm. Declare the past, diagnose the present, foretell the future. Ars longa, vita brevis, occasio praeceps, experimentum periculosum, judicium difficile. Life is short, the art long, opportunity fleeting, experiment dangerous, judgment difficult. People think that epilepsy is divine simply because they don't have any idea what causes epilepsy. But I believe that someday we will understand what causes epilepsy, and at that moment we will cease to believe that it's divine. And so it is with everything in the universe. Life is short, art long, opportunity fleeting, experience treacherous, judgment difficult. If you are in a bad mood, go for a walk. If you are still in a bad mood, go for another walk. The life so short, the craft so long to learn. It is far more important to know what person the disease has than what disease the person has. Primum non nocere. First, do no harm. The natural healing force within each of us is the greatest force in getting well. Before you heal someone, ask him if he's willing to give up the things that make him sick. That which is used develops. That which is not used wastes away. A wise man should consider that health is the greatest of human blessings and learn how, by his own thought, to derive benefit from his illnesses. Healing is a matter of time, but it is sometimes also a matter of opportunity. The soul is the same in all living creatures, although the body of each is different. Extreme remedies are very appropriate for extreme diseases. Natural forces within us are the true healers of disease. If we could give every individual the right amount of nourishment and exercise, not too little and not too much, we would have found the safest way to health. The physician must be able to tell the antecedents, know the present, and foretell the future, must mediate these things, and have two special objects in view with regard to disease, namely, to do good or to do no harm. All parts of the body which have a function, if used in moderation and exercised in labors in which each is accustomed, become thereby healthy, well-developed, and age more slowly. But if unused, they become liable to disease, defective in growth and age quickly. All disease begins in the gut. Cure sometimes, treat often, and comfort always. When sleep puts an end to delirium, it is a good symptom. Eunuchs do not take the gout, nor become bald. Disease is not an entity, but a fluctuating condition of the patient's body, a battle between the substance of disease and the natural self-healing tendency of the body. For if a man by magical arts and sacrifices will bring down the moon and darken the sun and induce storms or fine weather, I should not believe that there was anything divine but human in these things, provided the power of the divine were overpowered by human knowledge and subjected to it. Both sleep and insomnolency, when immoderate, are bad vita brevis, ars longa, occasio praeceps, experimentum periculosum, judicium difficile. Persons who have a painful affection in any part of the body and are in a great measure sensible of the pain are disordered in intellect. The chief virtue that language can have is clearness, and nothing detracts from it so much as the use of unfamiliar words. In whatever disease sleep is laborious, it is a deadly symptom, but if sleep does good, it is not deadly. Persons in whom a crisis takes place pass the night preceding the paroxysm uncomfortably, but the succeeding night generally more comfortably. All the most acute, most powerful, and most deadly diseases, and those which are most difficult to be understood by the inexperienced, fall upon the brain. In acute diseases, it is not quite safe to prognosticate either death or recovery. First, the countenance of the patient, if it be like those of persons in health, and more so if like itself, for this is the best of all, whereas the most opposite to it is the worst, such as the following: a sharp nose, hollow eyes, collapsed temples, the ears cold, contracted, and their lobes turned out, the skin about the forehead being rough, distended, and parched, the color of the whole face being green, black, livid, or lead-colored.